What's up, everybody? We have ourselves quite the little French drain project today. As you can see behind me, it starts with a lot of mats, so we're gonna go ahead, jump right into it and get these mats all laid out. Alrighty, we got all that road laid out here and got ourselves a little bit of a laydown spot right in front of our project. Our project today is going to be putting in a yard drain inlet right here in this kind of low spot. I don't think the camera's going to show it real well, but there's a low spot right here. It wants to hold water, so we're going to put an inlet in there, and we're going to lay a pipe following this dotted line all the way over to there. And over here we have ourselves a concrete catch basin that I actually installed a couple months ago for the neighbor, and we're going to drill a hole in that thing and we're going to tie it into there. Got a cool new tool from Milwaukee to try drilling through that thing. That's gonna be lots of fun because we're gonna have to cut a big, like 6-inch hole. So it kind of requires some special stuff. We're gonna dig this trench. We're gonna line it with fabric, lay a pipe in it, cover it in stone. It's gonna be a whole shebang. So let's go ahead and get the excavator back here and get started. I basically got this laser system set up so that way it beeps when the grade at the bottom of the trench is correct. So we'll get a slow beep for too low, a fast beep for too high, and a solid tone for just right. Did you hear the difference there? This thing has got such a fine adjustment that that solid tone is only for like an eighth of an inch. So we can actually be really just pretty close to it, be good enough. This tool is super handy because it's all set up and then all I gotta do is just make it beat the whole way. So we'll go ahead and keep digging. We'll go back and check ourselves every now and then, keep loading dirt into the skid steer, get that truck loaded up, and then we'll go on to the next step. We got our trench all dug, and I misspoke earlier. I said fabric was next, but before we put fabric in, we need to pop a hole in this basin real quick so we can run the pipe in there, and just be easier to do that before the fabric's in the way. So today I have with us the new, well actually I don't think it's that new, it's been out for a little while, but got an MX core drill. This thing is gonna be super sweet. Most of the time these units are corded, which means you gotta drag a generator out, because I'm not close enough to house anywhere here to really run an extension cord that isn't insanely long and inconvenient for my customer. This is gonna be way easier than that. Only question is, will it keep up, 6-inch bits, the largest one they'll let you run on it. We're gonna see if it'll turn it well enough to cut a hole in our basin. So got our water all set up here. All we gotta do is hook it up and start cutting. Nice thing is this thing is pretty slim for what it is. You can get it down into a 16-inch trench here. it is. There we go. Very nice. That worked pretty good. I'm satisfied with that. The biggest thing is just I didn't have to drag a generator all the way out here. It is such a pain sometimes just get everything onto the job site. And just having one less massive thing to deal with makes it a big difference. I pre-cut this fabric at home because dragging the whole roll out here, it just seemed like too much work. I think I made the right decision. This is going pretty swell so far. Get this spread up nice on the shoulders and centered over the trench here. Maybe put our pipe in the bottom. Some folks might say you should put stone in the bottom. We will not be doing that. We dug our trench to close enough tolerances where we don't have to worry about the pipe not being straight and level and flat. I mean sloped and straight. We don't want stone under the pipe because it would just hold water. And the pipe would not be able to drain it away then. Yeah. We'll go ahead and swap our pipe in here now. This is double wall 4-inch. Has a similar crush rating. Actually, I think it exceeds the crush rating of SDR 35 PVC. And it's also quicker to install, and I like the way it's perforated much better. It's got little slits in it rather than big holes. It's got more in them, more slits. Woohoo! That belt fell right down right there. So I think it's a more appropriate product for this kind of a drain. Go ahead and get the other section and pop it in there. And just lay this down in here. Make our connection. These things snap together really nice, especially when they're warm after laying in the sun. Don't make a liar out of me. Oh, there we go. I was pushing against the shoulder. It wasn't going to go any further. Alrighty, now it's time for stone. I'm going to throw a little bit in by hand to kind of get things stabilized and held in place where I want them. Now we can just toss it in with the machine. This is the part of the day where I think I should have gotten a helper for today. Alright, the next thing on the agenda here is to get some mortar mixed up and collar this pipe. We want to make sure we seal off the space between the pipe and the concrete basin. I'm using something known as water plug, and it is really waterproof and it's designed to fix active leaks, and consequently it sets up super fast, which is actually really handy for working in a situation like this, because you can, you know, pack that collar full, pack that joint full, and then pretty much you can almost immediately backfill. In fact, this stuff is setting up on me before I can even get it in the hole. It's super convenient for small projects like this because you can buy it just, you know, 10 or 20 pounds at a time in a bucket. Really good. I gotta work fast here. This stuff's turning hard. We're gonna pack this in from the inside and make it look really nice and smooth, and then pack it in from the outside of the basin. So that way that void there gets completely filled up. They also make some slower setting stuff that I think they call just fast setting mortar or something like that. That stuff's pretty good too. Just doesn't set up quite as fast. All right, there she goes. She looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna go ahead and shovel that stone down into there, and then we'll fold the fabric up over the trench. Got the trench all wrapped up, and I put some of the extra plywood over there because it was getting so curled, you know, kind of like this, that it was just catching on the tracks and becoming a problem. This ground's pretty firm, so I'll probably be able to make it over there, and obviously I got tons of topsoil here so I can fix whatever dingers I make. We're gonna go ahead and take some topsoil and spread over this. Gonna spread some out up over there on top of that green. This needed to be cut down a little bit, so I did that. And we're gonna make this all nice and smooth so it can drain well, drain the surface water off. Obviously any subsurface water will go through the pipe, and that'll take this previously super wet area and make it nice and dry. I know it's not wet today, but when I came out here to do the estimate, it was in August, which is normally a pretty dry month for us here in Ohio, and there was standing water. It was terrible, and it was a shame because it was just, you know, 20 feet away from the drain. So this should get that all fixed up. All we gotta do now is make it look pretty, throw some seed on it, some fertilizer, some straw, and then I get to pick up those 46 sheets of plywood that I laid down this morning. I forgot about that. Okay, well, it's gonna be a late night. That's okay, it is what it is. That is part of business ownership. So, I'm gonna get to it. Oh gang, the daytime won. I did get everything done, but as you can see, it's in the dark, and I still gotta pick up that plywood. I wish I had better light to show you what this looks like, but it basically just looks like a bunch of straw on the headlights of a machine. So, ended up working out real good. Everything got done. I'm happy. It was a big day for me. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go to bed. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed filming it for you.